With today's state of the internet, everybody's trying to be a millionaire. It's kind of unrealistic that everybody becomes a millionaire. The fact is, most people end up burnt out and bitter. Now, the problem is, everybody is trying to sell you the dream. The dream, if you work hard, you follow that next trend, this magic strategy of making easy money, you will become rich. But at the end, they all trying to sell you a course, a program, or whatever they're trying to sell you. Don't get me wrong, I fell right into this rabbit hole and I grinded my face off trying to get out of this rut of being broke and in the hamster wheel. By some lucky chance, things popped for me and something worked. But it's not because I followed what I was told on the internet. It's because I failed and I sat back and I thought, none of this is easy. It's gonna be a grind anyway. So I thought to myself, if this gonna suck anyways, and I'm gonna be working on something for a long time till it works, might as well work on something that I care about, something that I'm actually passionate about. It's gonna be hard anyways. Let's go back to what really helped me get out of this rut is me following my passion. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about. At the end, I'll prove to you that if you do follow your passion, you will make money. But beyond money, you will actually live happy. Because guess what? Money is just freedom tickets. And it doesn't matter how rich you are if you're trapped in some real exhausting, boring business model. So what I can promise you today is I can push you the direction where you can make money. You might become rich and a millionaire, because guess what? If you work on something you like, you will work on it a lot more passionately than just a random business. And that, my friend, has a lot higher probability for you to become rich. Most importantly, you wake up every day knowing you are doing something you care about. Before you start a business, you want to find a niche. So what is your best niche? Is the niche that you're interested in? What are you passionate about? What takes most of your thinking? If you go and find that thing, you will find a lot of products and businesses around it. For example, I'm obsessed with martial arts, kickboxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu. That's all I did. And when I started doing online business, I was looking into all these little trends here and there. I spent a year working 14 hours a day trying to make something work. And then at some point I said, you know what? Let me just look at this martial arts space and see what kind of products that sell in there. So what you got in martial arts? You got gloves, clothing, mouthpiece, headgear. I mean, there is a whole lot of things, bags, t-shirts, everything. Each one of those items, you could build a business around it. So now think about, what is it that interests you? What kind of products sell around that one niche? And don't worry, you're not gonna be the Walmart of hockey or football. Because actually that's where most people fail. They just jump in their niche, they find product, they slap them in there on a store trying to sell them. But you're not really selling a product. What you're selling is an offer that is no-brainer. You put something together and package it in a way that is just too hard to miss. So what I did with martial arts is, I know people that buy rash guard, they need shorts. I know people that buy Muay Thai shorts, they need the gloves for Muay Thai. And most of those companies were not bundling, they were not selling sets. So I put an offer together. I put bundles of items together where if you actually buy a set, you save yourself 20, 30, 40%. And now I have an offer that is extremely competitive. On top of that, I made designs that I know for a fact people like, just like myself. Now in every niche, there's a broad audience. But there's also niches in that audience. For example, with the MMA niche, most people, they like plain stuff or like dragons, hardcore and whatnot. But I was into the funk. I like colors, I like funny stuff. I didn't like to take life too seriously, so I had always some funny tops and such. So I win that round. And that's what you want to do. You want to look at your niche, then you want to find the niche in the niche. And then you want to surface that niche and just get really good at it, and then you expand from there. Obviously, all of this takes time and research, and you have to really hone into it. One of the things I did that made me successful was I spent few months just doing research because I knew whatever I'm going to dive into, it has to be the thing. I know it's going to be hard, but I'm going to dig so deep till it works. But I didn't want to dig too deep into something. At some point, I realized I was digging in the wrong hole. So make sure whatever you're going into, you do enough research and you think of it in that format. Best case scenario, is this something you want to do? And if the answer is yes, then go ahead. I'll give you an example. Restaurant. I would never get into the restaurant business. Best case scenario in a restaurant, it's busy as hell, lots of management, you have ceiling on your revenue. You cannot fill in more tables. So I wouldn't even consider that business. Now, the business that I got into, martial arts, I sell online remotely from anywhere, a growing space and a growing sport, and it's very scalable. So think about what is it you're looking for long-term in the business you want to dive into. Now, I know we're talking a lot of theory here, but you can watch a video right after this where I take a niche and I just build a whole business behind it, exactly following those steps. The one thing that holds people back is thinking too much about their brand. What the logo gonna be, what the color is gonna be, how people feel. You're not there yet. No one knows who you are. You need to start fast and you need to just try to mimic some kind of business in the same space and focus on what matters, which is your offer. This is the most important thing. Obviously, your website has to look presentable. When I started my MMA brand, I just made it as basic as humanly possible, but it just looks as good as any other website. Obviously, Shopify got all these proven themes. You can just take one and slap your products on. And I just honed into my offer. A few years later, I made $7 million in sales with an initial investment of $500. I mean, that is an ROI. What I'm trying to sell you here is something beyond money. Money will come if you work your ass off. The problem is, if you dig a hole and start making money in something that you don't care about, you're not passionate about, you'll find yourself dependent on this line of income and stuck in a lifestyle you do not like. I did the opposite and I chased something that I'm passionate about that most people thought there's no way you can make money in this space. Guess what? With hard work and a little bit of competitive edge, now this business makes millions, but most of all, it gave me the lifestyle that I always wished for. Now I travel and I go train in different gyms. I train with the athletes that I look up to. I have made connections around the world with people that I'm actually aligned with. And my hobby now became my business. This channel is not about Lambos and chasing penthouses. It's about building a life you don't want a vacation from and turning your passion into a product and then a brand from that one product. Let's do some challenge. I'll take some of the comments from you guys and I will pick a niche and I will take a product from that niche and turn it into a business. So drop your comments in the comment section. Tell me what you're interested in and I'll pick one and build a business behind it. If you like this content, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, this channel is not gonna be about getting rich quick. This channel is gonna be about building a business that you're passionate about and turning your interest and the thing you think about all the time into something that brings you money.